I'm taking to New Zealand, I announced triumphantly as showers of dirt flew. Don't you mean Australia? Mom said, displaying that level of adult ignorance that all children have to put up with. I consider myself a compassionate child and try to be understanding of others' misunderstandings. It was a common mistake in 1980s England that the other side of the world was Australia, whereas from the township of my birth, Wokingham, Berkshire, England, if you dug long and hard enough, you'd come up somewhere closer to Christchurch, Canterbury, New Zealand, if the resulting lava flow's intense heat and pressure didn't get to you first. As with all projects, I gave up digging after about 6 feet, which in reality turned out to be only 2. The hole filled in with water and was then filled in by my father, Tony. I should probably explain here that even though I was born and bred in Malaysia, English is my first language. I was sitting in the square reading my book when suddenly I noticed this Eastern European guy staring at me. European guy. You from where? Me. Malaysia. European guy. You study English? Me. No, I'm reading a book. European guy. You reading book in English? You studying English? No? Me. No, I'm reading a book. I consider myself a compassionate person and try to be understanding of others' ignorance. So I ignored him. But then, European guy. Good luck studying English, huh? I was sitting in the bar with this young, gorgeous, but not necessarily bright Filipino chick. What do you do for a job, Pete? She asked me in that entertaining and endearing way that Filipinos can swap their P's and F's in a single sentence with apparent indemnity. I had created the name Professor Peter Foster for the specific purpose of my own enjoyment. I'm not a handsome man, but I do pride myself on being witty, amusing, and somewhat charming when I'm after something, which in this case was her body. I had just come to the grand finale of my story, a tried and tested one, designed specifically to imply that I was rich, well-traveled, came from a family of well-known intellectuals, and that I was staunch in the face of imminent danger, and able to look after myself in tight situations. After I finished my story, I gazed at her, flushed with my storytelling ability, and awaiting her admiration and praise. But with a curious look on her face and with great certainty, she said, "You have blue eyes." Yeah. Does that mean everything you see is blue? I consider myself a compassionate man and try to be understanding of others' shortcomings, particularly when they come wrapped in such a sexy package as the one perched on the stool next to me. You have brown eyes. Yes. Is everything you see brown? I met him in the new Makati Filipino bar in Hong Kong. He was German, fat, sweaty, and drunk. My friend Remy said I should go talk to him because he looked rich. He was everything my parents could have wanted and more. A good job, not too old and not too ugly. I think money came easy to him. And my brother was so happy when I told him later that I had met a foreigner. After we went to the German's apartment, I didn't tell him that I was only 15 years old. But I did tell him that I was a virgin, which got him so excited it lasted all of 30 seconds. I lived with the fat German for 18 years. And it wasn't all bad. He treated me okay. Had a strange thing for threesomes. I consider myself a compassionate person, so I didn't mind. Matter of fact, I liked it more than being alone with him. After my 2 children went off to college, I thought I had done my duty and I decided to make my pet German husband a dinner of all the things that he liked and all the things that my mother-in-law said that he should not eat. I thought this would make him happy, but he clutched at his chest turned blue and kept saying, Hilpa, Hilpa, or something. I'd seen him drunk before, so I put the blanket over his head and went to bed. Apparently, he had $500,000 in life insurance. My friend Remy from Hong Kong contacted me the other day to see how I was. I don't think I'll reply. I'm too busy going out with my new boyfriend, Tim. He's rich, English, and I'm about to make him a meal of everything he likes and everything his mother says he shouldn't eat. Food has always been my religion. I used to be a food and wine writer in Hong Kong with my own food column, Sharu Secrets. I had the unique and amazing opportunity to interview chefs from all over the world at the top of their game. So when I came to New Zealand, I really wanted to continue writing about food. It wasn't long before I realized how competitive the market was. And after 2 years of continuous rejections, I knew I had to do something different to get noticed. So I thought I would let the food speak for itself. I made a couple of dishes that were uniquely mine and got a good friend of mine, Phil, to graphic design a magazine page with the recipes and photos to accompany the food packages. And we hand-delivered these to prominent New Zealand food and wine magazines. One of the editors sounded really excited and encouraging on the phone, so I naturally had high hopes when I got there. I waited for my interview for half an hour, and I was eventually told to leave my name and number, and the editor had left, and she would be back. The thing that was most devastating was I knew the receptionist had been told to lie, because I'd seen the editor in the open plan office, and I knew she had seen me too. I consider myself a compassionate person. So when I got home, I called numerous times. No one ever replied. So now, I'm basically a home cook. I cook for my friends, and I love to entertain. I was hiking through St. Cloud, a small Polish Catholic town in Minnesota, USA. I hardly knew anyone, so I was quite surprised when I got tapped on the shoulder. I turned around, and American. Excuse me, where did you get that tan from? Me. I'm sorry, what? American. Oh my God, you're tan. It's beautiful. I consider myself a compassionate person. So I replied calmly. Me. I was born like this. 30 years later, and having recently arrived in New Zealand, I was digging a fence post hole in my garden. It suddenly occurred to me, I was digging to Wokingham, Berkshire. And upon finishing the fence post hole, I went inside to Skype my parents. As I sat there, talking to them on the computer, I looked down between my feet and imagined looking through X-ray vision eyes through the multiple layers of earth, rock, lava, and God knows what else separating me from them. I tried to visualize descending 12,000 kilometers through the center of the earth. And as I approached the surface on the other side of the world, I thought I could almost see the soles of two people's feet, just resting comfortably next to each other. All that way away in Wokingham,